It started with a conversation at the kitchen table. Not an argument. Not even a serious talk. Just him, looking at me with that hesitant smile. The one he uses when he wants something. And he said, "I have a wish. I thought it would be a vacation. Or maybe a new car. Something simple." But it wasn't. It was her. A woman I knew. Not closely. But enough to have seen the way he looked at her. That quick flicker in his eyes. He told me it wasn't about replacing me. That it was just curiosity. An experience he wanted to try. At first, I laughed. Because surely, he wasn't serious. But his silence told me he was. I wish I could say I walked away. That I said no. That I chose myself. But I didn't. I said yes. And I still don't fully know why. Maybe I was afraid. Afraid of losing him if I refused. Afraid of proving I wasn't enough. So, I agreed. And in that moment, something inside me cracked. I felt it, sharp and quiet. The night it happened, I told myself it was just physical. Just a wish being fulfilled. Nothing more. But watching him with her. Laughing in that way he used to laugh with me. It was like drowning in slow motion. I smiled. Pretended it was fine. Even though my chest felt like it was collapsing. After, he thanked me. Said I was so understanding. Like I'd given him a gift. But the truth was, I'd given him something else. Permission to treat my love like a bargain. Permission to chip away at what we were. Days turned into weeks. And I noticed him pulling away. Not because of her, but because he knew he could. He'd seen me bend. And bending once made it easier to break again. I started to hate myself. Not him. Not her. Because I had been the one to open the door. To trade my dignity for the illusion of closeness. To believe that saying yes would keep him. But it didn't. It just kept me, in pieces. Pieces he never tried to put back together. Now, when I think about that day, I realize the wish was never the real betrayal. The real betrayal was how easily I betrayed myself. It's rarely the big explosions that break a relationship. It's the small cracks. The quiet concessions we tell ourselves are harmless. Sometimes it begins with a smile. A suggestion. A request that feels almost innocent. You think, it's just one thing. One compromise. And then everything can go back to normal. But relationships don't work that way. They're not restored by silence. They're shaped by what we allow. When someone we love asks for something that shakes us, our first instinct is to measure the cost. Not the cost to the relationship, but to ourselves. We weigh our fear of losing them against the pain of losing ourselves. And too often, fear wins. Because we convince ourselves we can survive anything, except their absence. That's how the erosion begins. Not with betrayal, but with self-abandonment. Not with their lie, but with our silence. When we say yes to something that hurts us, we don't just agree to the act itself. We agree to the message beneath it. Tioch. Because every compromise changes the balance. Every yes that hurts you teaches them what's possible. And it becomes easier for them to ask for more. This isn't about blaming one person or the other. It's about understanding the weight of the moment you hand over a piece of yourself. And how quietly that moment can shift the entire relationship. You can love someone deeply and still feel uneasy about their request. You can care for them and still know your answer should be no. You can want to keep them without keeping yourself in harm's way. But that requires honesty. And honesty often means risking the very thing you're trying to save. Which is why so many of us choose silence instead. We forget that love without boundaries is not love, it's fear. Fear of being alone. Fear of being replaced. Fear of being seen as not enough. The truth is, a healthy relationship isn't about how much you can give. It's about how much you can give without losing yourself. And if saying yes costs you your peace, then you're not in a partnership, you're in a quiet war. A war where the battleground is your own sense of worth. Where the casualties are invisible. Where you walk away smiling, but feel a little smaller each time. It's not the single yes that destroys you. It's the pattern that follows. The way that first yes becomes a doorway. And once it's open, you may not notice how much you're letting slip through. Until one day, you look back. And realize you've been standing outside your own life for a long time. That's why these moments matter. Not because of what's being asked. But because of what your answer will teach, both them and you. And sometimes, the bravest thing you can do for love is protect yourself from it.